Welcome back to the DMGs That Are Wrong YouTube channel. My name is Mike, and like always, we got Gage and Dylan here with us. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and turn that notification bell on so you're notified anytime we upload a video. Now, let's jump right into it. Alright, jumping into the video here. As you can see by your screen, we're going to be doing the AFC playoff predictions. Way too early playoff predictions. Just to kind of spice it up a little bit and add some more content into your guys' wonderful lives. But yeah, we'll jump right into it here.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I clicked that. There we go. Okay. So starting off, we have the 1 seed going first, which because we're awesome. Which we all came to the what?
No, keep going.
We all came to the consensus here that it's obviously going to be the Buffalo Bills.
Mikey's favorite team.
Yeah,
Oh, I love
His
these guys.
favorite quarterback.
Josh Allen.
best blue and red team in the AFC. That's for sure.
That's facts.
100%.
Yeah, we're red, white, and blue.
Honestly, the best team with blue and white in the AFC as well.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. Obviously, we can pick, the top 3 or 4 teams, and then everyone else has a shout for everything else. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, this is obviously the hardest conference to do it. Probably the hardest year to do this as well. So yeah, I mean, we gotta admit that maybe 3 of these teams don't have a real shot. Maybe 4 of these teams don't have a real shot. Other than that, I think everyone else has a shot to be anywhere from 1 to 7.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is going to be crazy. It's like 16 teams, only 7 go, and legitimately 12 to 13 of them have a honest shout.
Oh yeah.
Who do we have going second, Mikey?
Second is the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ace.
Good job.
The Chiefs.
Yeah, they lost Tyreek Hill. That's a bummer. They still have the leading receiver in the NFL over the last 6 years, 4 years, and Travis Kelce, who's a tight end. They picked up a couple other wide receivers in Juju, shit poopster.
Shit poopster.
Yeah, I like Juju. Now that he's not a Steeler, I can like Juju. Sky Moore, which is a good draft, and then they still have McCringleberry, and
No, Pringle left.
no, that's not Pringle. It's who's the other?
Mecole Hardman.
Yes, there we go, Mecole Hardman. And then I don't know why no one's been talking about it too much. Like it's not a huge deal, but Josh Gordon's playing there, and he's probably gonna be
yeah.
the
I thought you
number
were
one.
talking about someone else. I thought you were gonna bring.
He's not in Denver, am I right?
What?
I said at least he's not in Denver, am I right?
Oh, dude, what are you talking about? Kansas City's not that far away. That's like a
I'm
9-hour
saying.
trip.
It's just a jump, hop, and a
Just
skip
saying.
over there.
Yeah, and
I
it's
thought-
legal now.
I
Let
thought-
him smoke before a game and watch him just absolutely unleash.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna bring up Justin Ross there for a second.
Oh,
Low key, I think he
Yeah.
might be a sleeper.
no, Justin Ross, he's big and slow. I'm just kidding. No, Justin Ross, he's gonna have a hard time, I think.
Interesting.
I think he'll
But
be decent.
the
Actually,
biggest thing that the Kansas City Chiefs have is they have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and those are just 2 pinnacle pillars of that franchise, and they're gonna make sure that that team's good for as long as those 2 are together.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, yeah, they lost Tyreek Hill, but they also improved their defense by a lot, which
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think is scarier, honestly. So,
they added Karlaftis,
Trent McDuffie.
Trent McDuffie, Justin Reed from the Texans, another random safety, and then Nick Bolton was a good rookie linebacker as well.
they picked up a lot.
Yeah.
So
Did you say
I'm-
Justin Reed, comma, another random receiver, or Justin Reed, a random receiver or safety?
No, Justin
Yeah.
Reed and
Okay.
another random
I was
safety.
like, Justin Reed is not a random safety.
No, he's pretty good. He's pretty damn good.
But yeah, obviously we all know what the Chiefs are about. They're still really, really good. Anyways, moving
Yep.
on three seed here.
Bungles.
The Bungles.
I feel like, I mean, to give you the explanation of why the Bengals are even here, you have to go and watch our AFC North breakdown and
Yeah, I was gonna
also
say,
all of our
yeah.
behind the scenes arguments about this.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's one person here that's adamantly disagreeing with this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and it's this guy.
But I think you can just put this as a placeholder for whoever wins the AFC North in just like the truest sense.
Yeah.
Because they're so close in that top three. It's so hard to really just, third eye it and see who's going to be the winner at the end of the year. But,
Patriots.
That's not the Bengals.
yeah. But, I mean, the Bengals did just come off of a Super Bowl run. No matter how it happened, it's still a good run. And they have a good young core on that offense. So a lot of expectations. I feel like the expectation is for them to finish first. But the Ravens and the Browns have really, really good defenses and really good running ability. So it's going to be anyone's game. If Deshaun Watson gets cleared and he has no suspensions for this year, I personally would put the Browns here. But
Yeah. Moving on to 4.
Just backing up to the Chiefs, it was Valdez Scantling.
Marquez.
Oh
Valdes,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got Scantling as well, and then they picked up Ronald Jones,
Ooh.
so they finally have a running back. 'Cause I
Yeah.
don't care what you say about.
A lot of people disrespect
Clyde.
Clyde.
What do you mean disrespect himself? Disrespects himself the way he plays.
He's
Yeah,
not a bad running back.
he is though.
Except for when he runs the ball.
I mean, if you give a running back enough touches, they're gonna do what he did. James Robinson, I think, would do the same thing as Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I wouldn't say James Robinson's a fantastic back.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back to this another day.
Is Clyde Edwards-Helaire a good running back?
We need to do that. Yeah. Yeah,
we
your
got the
boys. The boys.
They have to be here because somebody has to win that division.
Yes.
They're doing the best they possibly can to make sure that no one is good enough to do so. They are basically the NFC East of a couple years ago this year.
So just to kind of talk about where the Titans and Colts are right now, I think they are defensive heavy. Other than their running backs, Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry, if Derrick Henry is healthy, are two of the top 3 backs in the NFL, and
Sorry,
they have really good defenses. Huh?
I wasn't laughing at you. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. No, and they have really good defenses. They're big culture teams. You saw the Titans still make the first seed even though they had the most injuries last year. The Colts obviously floundered at the end, but the skill that they added should, on paper, as Gage would say, on paper should make them better. But you have just a lot of athleticism on the Colts offense, and you have a veteran quarterback. I think he's better than Tannehill. So I'm leaning the Colts, but I feel like I'm not super confident as I would be if we had a legit Andrew Luck. So we got Andrew Luck. We would take this.
Could you imagine how good the Colts would be right now if they had Andrew Luck?
Every day I do, man.
Every day I do.
It's like
You're talking about Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, when really we could be talking about how good Andrew Luck is every year at the Colts.
with Frank Reich and Quentin Nelson, Darius Leonard, man.
And if only you guys learned how to protect your quarterbacks before he decided to quit.
Yeah, our freaking GM, I forget his name because I blocked it out of my memory. But I think this is, you have a quarterback that we tried to ask Carson Wentz not to win it for us last year. I think Matt Ryan's not going to try and win it for us this year, but I think he's going to be a solid quarterback that can get the ball to Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman. So
I don't know how good Matt Ryan will be. but I do know that he won't try to throw an underhand pass while getting sacked in the end zone to the other team. I
Yeah.
do know that he won't do that.
Yeah. Well, we can wince about it all day, but let's move on to number 5.
Okay, who do we have going as the 5th seed? The
Chargers.
Chargers.
I don't know why we said that like the Bears or something, but
The Chargers. I like this team, honestly.
yeah.
I really do. I like how they're set up. I like what they've been doing. Justin Herbert is a dude. Like,
A dog.
Yeah.
he's a dog. Honestly, it's really just the coaching for me. And
It's not going to change.
if they can get around that, they're dangerous. I mean, they can beat any team at any time. They can score with anybody. And then on paper, it looks like their defense got much better.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works out, but they got much better.
I love this on paper stuff.
That's
well,
all
it's
it is.
the
Right?
I'm not
season,
just
so
kidding.
apparently that's all we can talk about.
It was a joke.
I know. I'm trying to feed off that energy too.
Well, don't.
Well, shut up. Okay.
But yeah, Chargers got better on paper. Coaching still shoddy.
On paper.
On paper. We're gonna go for it on 4th and 20 on our own 20.
Yeah, but that's exciting now, dude.
Yeah, that's good
Hey,
football.
4th and 20 is a whole lot easier for them than 4th and 3 is.
When I'm not gambling, I can appreciate them going for it. On fourth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's not screwing me over, man, I'll take it. Go for 4th. That makes it fun. I think they're going to continue to do it this year, so I'm excited. They're going to be a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
This is just purely off of potential. If they play inconsistent like they have been, I would put the Raiders above them because the Raiders can play consistently and scrappy, and I think they could dig out second in that division.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Ravens and Chargers should also be flipped.
Yeah.
Raiders and Chargers.
Ravens
I
and
got
Chargers.
that.
They should be flipped on there, but whatever. It
Who
doesn't
cares?
matter.
This is just, yeah.
Yes.
Colts are coming in 3rd. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's
That's just
go.
how we're doing it. Which it would still be
Let's
wrong.
get
But
it.
doesn't matter. Ravens and Chargers flipped. Just for who they're playing, not rank.
We got the Ravens making it here. Let's be real. The Ravens in the regular season are incredible.
Mhm.
They won't get past this round because Lamar Jackson in the playoffs is dreadful. And you can say, he won a playoff game. Yeah, go look at his stats. The dude's also lost like 3 of them badly. And mainly his fault why they lost those games. So until it's proven otherwise to me that he can play in the playoffs, I will continue to say that they've got no chance of increasing past the playoffs. That being said, Lamar Jackson in the regular season and the Ravens in the regular season are an incredible team.
Yes.
I have them winning the AFC North. That is who I had picked. If you guys did watch our video, again, go watch it. It's quite comical.
Yeah.
Argued quite a bit in there, and
That was half
it
the
seems
argument,
everyone else
too.
has the same opinions too. Everyone's got something different to say about it in the comment section. So
Yeah, we should put a link to that video, actually.
yeah, we'll put it in the thumbnail
Perfect.
because that one's funny, and then you guys can tell us your top 4. But
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a good pick. I mean, their defense got better. They got a great draft of adding guys that are going to slot in and start for them, and they didn't have to draft for needs. The only thing that you can be like, oh, what are they going to do is at wide receiver.
Yeah.
Even then, does it really matter?
Yeah,
Just
I,
let the Andrews
I
and run
think it
50
does.
times a game and they'll win games.
But I mean, I think it matters. Kind of what you're talking about earlier. It doesn't necessarily matter in the regular season, but
Right.
in the playoffs, the reason why I don't know, maybe it's just the wide receivers, but the Ravens' passing game isn't as good in the playoffs because that's just how playoff football is. I feel like everyone's on their game a little bit more, and if you can force Lamar Jackson to have to sit back and pass most of the game, I'm not saying he's a bad QB. It's just that offense is not built for it. They can't sustain passing drives all that well unless it's just Mark Andrews and more Mark Andrews. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I agree with the regular season stuff though.
I mean, like the jokes about Lamar, right? Like they're funny and they're fun, right, here and there, but they're not true, right? Like he's more than a running back. Is he an elite quarterback throwing the ball? No, not at all. But when you pair Lamar Jackson with the ability that he has to, throw the football, get out of the pocket, to run the football, to extend plays, that makes him elite, right? And you don't need to be like Tom Brady to throw the football to be a good quarterback, right? So like all this stuff kind of is just kind of it's just banter, but really like if you have a brain, Lamar Jackson's really good. The problem is when you get to the playoffs, any weakness you have is exploited and shown way more than it was before. And that's just
Yeah.
because teams have the time to like actually sit there and game plan for you. In the regular season, everything's so quick and stuff. You kind of just have like a set thing that you're gonna go and you make a couple tweaks here and there. But when you get to the playoffs, like all right, this is what we have to do. We're gonna switch everything for this week.
Yeah.
And that's where they come in there because halfway through the season, some team figures out how to stop the Ravens, aka the Dolphins this last year. And as soon as that happens, everyone kind of adapts that. So, if I was a Ravens fan, I'd hope to get somebody to help that offense improve a little bit more. But honestly, like they're going to be just fine. And if you do make it to the playoffs, you've got a puncher's chance at the Super Bowl. And the Ravens have to do that very well. They make it to the playoffs quite often.
Yeah, they're just a really good culture franchise as well, as far as just expectations of winning and everything. They've been doing it for a long, long time.
Mhm.
But who is our last one in? There's a reason why they say they're taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. Because they're always shit. I'm just kidding. I think we all kind of see the potential of this team, and what is holding back the potential is just decisions
knows?
on a suspension.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
Oh, I
that's
wonder what that's holding them back, though. I
yeah.
really don't know. It
I
could
mean,
be one of 23 things.
yeah, seriously, 23 things. Got 99 problems, but I think if you have Deshaun Watson playing the full year, um, obviously he's a great passer, and I think he's a great, he's good at doing the forward down, or sorry, not forward down, 4 minute drives and stuff like that. Like he's very experienced as a quarterback, and he can make all the throws and everything like that. So it is what the Browns were missing last year. What's the one thing that kind of kept the Browns back outside of Baker last year? Was it the running defense?
Um, no, the defense was fine. I mean, the run defense was like the nitpick about the Browns
Yeah.
defense, right? Like that could be better, but the Browns defense was really, really good. It was
Yep.
it was just the special teams was pretty crappy, as it has been for a while, and it looks like they try to fix that this year. And then the offense was anemic. Like it was sickening watching them play. The people stacked 8 to 9 in the box, and Baker couldn't throw the ball further than 10 yards consistently. And because of that, Nick Chubb was never able to be Nick Chubb. Like it was just awful. I mean, really, that's it. Like the defense got better in the offseason. The Browns cut some dead weight in the offense and got receivers that catch the football.
A receiver.
Who?
Oh, actually, never mind. Two. David Bell.
They got David Bell, they got Amari Cooper. Donovan Peoples Jones catches the ball and he'll get a little bit more, but he won't be required to be the number one wide receiver.
No, he's the deep guy.
Yeah. And then they got Anthony Schwartz, who they have high hopes for. I don't know why, but they have high hopes for him.
Fast.
We'll see. Yeah. And then they got Jakeem Grant to help out on that special teams, which was a huge problem. A huge problem. We got a kicker finally, hopefully. because we couldn't kick the ball to save our lives. Like, but that's really it. Like the Browns held teams, I think like 8 times or 9 times under 20 points, and like 6 of those times we didn't win the game. Like it was like it was not even 20. It was like under like 17 points. Like you can't do that. That's pathetic.
I think we talked about that in our Jadeveon Clowney video. Was that when that was?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
But I would say if your team is not the Jags, Texans, or Jets, you have a chance.
Even the Jets, like honestly, like even the Jets have like a punch your shot at making the playoffs.
Yeah, if they find find a nut or two, they can. But I mean, they're still a young team. They're still young in their culture change and everything like that. Zach Wilson still has to prove these things, but they still need to get some proven wide receivers in there as well. So I mean, I think if you're not the Jags, Texans, or the Jets, I feel like you can feel like your team is in the running this year. I think the Dolphins, Steelers, and Titans are kind of like on the lower end of that, and then the Broncos and Patriots are teams that could easily be right around above 500, just barely missing it.
Okay, so then before we kind of like end it, Dylan, if you take one team out of this and you put the team that you want, because this is like a collective group that we picked in there, so we all had kind of different opinions. Who are you taking out and putting in?
If I had to take someone out and put them in, oh boy, I would say I would take out the Ravens, just because I think it's more likely that the Browns end up in the playoffs one way or the other. But I could see the Ravens just being inept on offense this year. I would put in the Patriots. That's one of the conversations I had with Mikey before all this is like, it's so hard to count Belichick out of the playoffs. Like, he's got stability at quarterback finally, and they're always going to have a good defense. So they're well coached. Titans are a close second behind them. And then Raiders and Broncos after that. I mean, they're got good quarterbacks and whatnot, but I would just have to see more from them to be more confident in that.
All right. So Ravens out, Patriots in.
Yes.
Mikey?
I would take the Chargers out, honestly.
Ooh.
I'd take the Chargers out, keep the Ravens, keep the Browns in. My bias is going to come out, but we had a full-blown conversation on this, and I think the Patriots squeeze in as the 7th seed. I truly do.
Interesting about the Chargers, though. Interesting about the Chargers.
I like the Chargers team, but, I mean, they still haven't really done anything. I mean, their defense just got slightly better.
I mean, yeah, Khalil Mack isn't the same Khalil Mack as he was.
Yeah, I
when
mean,
he was
J.C.
with the
Jackson was the
Raiders.
biggest thing that they got, and I mean, that's just one person.
But they also got Kyle Van Noy, who's an extremely good veteran.
Yeah, but
They got Derwin James fully healthy. They got
Hopefully, cross your
Asante,
fingers.
yeah.
Asante Samuel as a up and coming slot corner. And then I thought they added someone else, if I'm not mistaken.
They did.
Did they get Sebastian Joseph Day
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
as their
So, I mean,
nose tackle or whatever?
I on paper, obviously.
Yeah, on paper, I mean, yeah, they have a good team, but I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, the only impact person that they signed is more than likely going to be J.C. Jackson.
Oh, and Khalil Mack.
I mean, Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack is not what Khalil Mack used to be, but he's also playing alongside Bosa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
can't double Khalil Mack like you could before.
I don't know.
Like
Clowney
Clowney did, and Mack's like much better than what Clowney is, and all Clowney had to do was go play next to Myles Garrett, and all of a sudden he had one of his best years. You put that guy that maybe not isn't that elite category anymore, but doesn't have to have the double teams or triple teams every week. And let's be real, like Khalil Mack is one of the scariest players defensively wise.
Especially against the Rams.
Yeah. And that was their problem, is like stopping the run. And they got a couple different D tackles. You already brought up Day, who's just a huge plug. Cal Van Noy's always been really good against the run. They picked up a couple corners.
I just want to say, like, I can see what you're saying, though, Mike. I'm not trying to
Right.
shit on what
No,
you're
I
saying.
mean,
I'm just saying,
I
like,
know
it's
they
interesting
added
that-
good players,
Yeah.
but once
Yeah.
again, it comes down to their whole coaching staff and
Yeah.
the stuff that they've done this like in recent
Yep.
years with Herbert hasn't been up to par, and all of a sudden that's just magically going to change because they changed their defense.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I mean,
That
their
is-
offense wasn't like it was horrible or anything, but I mean, like, how much is truly going to change? You literally could have made the playoffs last year, but you didn't because you decided to call timeout and try and beat the Raiders when you guys could have just tied and then life would have been happy.
Yeah.
But and then the coaching going forward on fourth down all the time and stuff, and like on your own side of the field, and just making some of the dumbest calls. Like that's not just gonna stop all of a sudden. Like they're gonna hurt themselves. That's the reason they'll miss the playoffs. They're gonna hurt themselves, not because like their team's bad or anything. They're just gonna hurt themselves, and that's why
fair.
I think the Chargers miss out. Ravens go up to 5, Browns go up to 6, and Patriots or Dolphins maybe squeeze in at 7.
Okay. Then I guess I'll go then. I'm taking the Browns out, right? Deshaun gets suspended 4 games, 6 games, or whatever. Has to take time to reacclimate to come back to football, again. You can't really sputter like that. I'm putting the Raiders in. I know Broncos fans are really happy right now. They're a rampant fan base, and
Overrated.
they have not liked what we've had to say about it, but
Don't care.
yeah, I think the Raiders. I'm not even a Raiders fan. I don't really like them at all, actually. But they're a scrappy, punch you in the mouth somehow
are.
or in every single game, at every point in time, and they put their way through. Like, they made the playoffs last year, and look at the crap situation they had in all last year. If they have any sort of stability now, like, there's no reason why they couldn't go up.
Yeah.
People need to start respecting Derek Carr. Like, Derek Carr
No,
is
he
a
is
very
not the problem.
good- yeah, he's a very good quarterback.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay, is he a very good quarterback compared to the Baker Mayfield then?
He's better than
I
Baker.
think he's better than Baker Mayfield.
So then why, when we had this conversation of like who the Browns could get, I was like talking about Derek Carr, and like I don't think Derek Carr is that big of an upgrade. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Then I was like, oh, yeah, great. I guess I'm just an idiot then.
I wouldn't be trading like first.
Yeah,
and
I
stuff
wouldn't.
Like that.
I wouldn't go all for Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like,
So,
Deshaun
but,
Oh, but
Watson
Derek
is
Carr is
on a
good.
different level than Derek Carr.
Yeah.
so would you trade for Derek Carr? Your Colts, right? Right now, would you trade
Yes, I
Derek
would.
Carr for
Yes.
a first and 2 second rounders?
Yes. 100%.
Okay.
But we
'Cause you-
need them. Like, he has what, like 8 years left at least.
Potentially, I don't know. It depends.
6 to 8
With
years.
the Colt, 8 years for like a normal quarterback, but if you go to the Colts, you probably only have like 3 to 4 years before you're tired of that place
That's
and you
true.
want to retire.
31 right now. So
Yeah, he doesn't even look like that, does he? He
I guess
plays-
7 years. 7 years. Yeah, I would,
Potentially,
yeah, first and 2 seconds for sure.
So then, what about 2 firsts? Because the going rate right now for starting quarterbacks is most likely going to be 3 first rounds for now on.
Well,
He's a guy that's proven that he can make the playoffs. You're going to get 3
for
first
one,
rounds.
I don't think the Raiders would. But
Yeah.
if for some reason the Raiders like, hey, we want to give you Derek Carr, but we want your your 2 first round picks for the next 2 years, I'd say yeah,
that's all I'd
I
give him
would.
though.
yeah, I would do that.
I was gonna say, like, it's not gonna happen, right? They obviously believe in him,
Yeah.
but like, say like Gruden was still the head coach, right? Because they had problems, right? He was
Yeah.
thinking about getting traded, so like, would you trade that much for him? Because I think Derek Carr is really good.
Yeah.
I like Derek Carr a lot, but it should be exciting. Honestly, I don't even care who makes it. I
I
just want
don't-
to watch good
yeah.
football, and this is gonna be such a fun year to watch.
Honestly,
yeah.
with my change, you take out the Chargers, you slide everyone else up. Patriots, Dolphins, Raiders, Steelers, Broncos, Titans. All those guys can slot in as a 7. I'm just being super biased and wanted to say my Patriots make the playoffs.
You could even say like everyone up to like 2, like everyone besides the Bills could end up not making the playoffs and another team
Yeah,
making it in
it's,
because
so,
of the
it's gonna be
division.
so crazy.
Yes.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
But
Oh,
we'd
yeah.
like to just get conversations started.
Yeah,
But another fun thing to watch will be more of our videos. If you guys make sure you guys hit that subscribe button,
Boom.
press
It's
that
actually
like
over
button.
here. That's over there.
Oh, okay. And then we appreciate you guys for staying to the end of this video.
Oh yeah.
Stay tuned for some more NFL content.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Oceans.